more you think about the Sonya Massey case, the more confusing it gets because none of it makes sense. How does a woman go from calling the cops for protection to getting unalived in her own home by the same people who should have protected her? And all because she said some words that hurt a police officer's feelings. Just words. This story has many heartbreaking sides, but the most heartbreaking has to be that we've all seen this movie before. Trigger-happy cops opening fire on unsuspecting citizens for no apparent reason. It's the same story every time, and the worst part? Hardly anyone ever gets held responsible for it. However, it looks like the Sonya Massey's case might get the attention it deserves because the FBI is reportedly investigating it, and y'all would not believe the sick details they've uncovered about the incident. But why did the cop pull the trigger? And what is being done on the case so far? Let's get to the bottom of this. So, it starts like any tragic story starts. The main characters have no idea that their lives are about to be changed forever. Sonya Massey hears some noise coming from outside her house. As a woman living alone, she's scared that there might be a prowler outside who might try to come in. So she picks up her phone and dials 911, trusting that the system will protect her from whatever is lurking outside her home. Two responding officers pull up to Sonya's house to check on her. From that footage that was later released to the public, everything seems to be going all right initially. We would later learn that one of the responding officers is Deputy Sean Grayson, a man with such a dark and twisted past that upon knowing him, the first thing any sane person would wonder is why this man isn't in some correctional facility. Like any story you've ever heard about trigger-happy cops, all Grayson needed Sonya to do to open fire on her was breathe. It's like he walked into her house already knowing he would use that weapon to hurt the first unlucky person he encountered. In this case, it just happened to be Sonya Massey, and all she had to do was say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." That's all it took for Grayson to feel like Sonya was after his life. Oh, that and a pot he claimed she was going to use to attack him. He starts screaming, "You better effing not, or I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you in your effing face." Over some words and a pot? Amazingly, even with a gun pointed at her head and an officer cursing and screaming at her, all Sonya did was duck behind a counter and say, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Just check on her.
Let me get this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Hot?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll straight your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot!
You can only imagine how scared Sonya must have been in that moment. She called for help and now she's fighting for her life. In fact, the first thing she did when she saw them was ask them not to hurt her.
Somebody is out here and I need to go here. Please don't hurt me,
Why would it hurt you? You called us.
Okay,
We're not
please.
So what'd you hear?
Somebody outside my house, y'all. Please,
Is this your car over here?
please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh.
Please, God.
That's not your black car in the driveway?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. Right? You know, we don't. I mean, we checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if y'all could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So.
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
She was even saying, "Please God," repeatedly. It's like something in her already knew this was about to go from 0 to 100, and she was right. Grayson fired 3 shots in quick succession, and one of them hit Sonya in the head. Then, this cop, who was sworn to serve and protect, tells the other officers on the scene not to give Sonya any medical aid. He says, "Nah, headshot, dude, she's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot." And then he later said to the officers, "Yeah, I'm good. This effing B is crazy." No remorse, no respect for the life he just took for no reason. Nothing but disrespect. But it gets even wilder because he later said in his report, "As I approached the cabinet, Sonya stood up from a crouched position, grabbing the pot, raising it above her head, and throwing the boiling substance at me. I was in imminent fear of getting boiling liquid to my face or chest, which would have caused great bodily harm or death." Y'all, this is an armed and trained officer of the law saying he was afraid of some alleged boiling water he thought he saw. Mind you, Sonya was the only woman in the situation, unarmed, apologizing, scared for her life, with at least 2 armed cops in her house. All she had were words. Even the pot Grayson claimed he saw, well, it looks like he was the only one who saw it. If this whole incident wasn't caught on camera, you would almost believe someone was just making a very bad joke. But it's real, and real lives were changed that day, starting with Sonya's. Sonya Massey wasn't just some figure waiting to be added to the statistics. She was a real person with her hopes, fears, and dreams. Children and a family she loved who loved her right back. Sonya had 2 kids, 17-year-old Malachi and 15-year-old Jeanette. They meant the world to her, and from the way they talked about her, you can see how much they loved her.
Who was Sonya Massey for people who don't know her?
She was very smart, and she's always helping everybody but herself. She really was a homebody and a good mom.
Malachi, what was your mom like?
She was just a ball of love, honestly, to me. She cooked me the best food. I love her food. She was just a ball of energy, like a ball of energy. She could talk to anybody, you know? She's just the most loving person ever.
Does it feel like she's gone?
No. This is feeling surreal to me right now. She had lupus and stuff like that, so I would never think she would pass from like anything like this. I would think it was from that, but she would always tell me that if she did pass, just be strong. That's all I could do for her.
It's not real. This can't be real. I don't know how this could be real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for your loss, too. And how did you find out that a deputy had shot your mother?
I found out from my cousin telling me.
What do you want to see done now?
I want him to get for full term, the highest amount of years he can get until death.
Do you think Sonya would still be alive if she had not been black?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would have definitely been more cautious. He wouldn't have did that, I don't think.
No, he wouldn't have did it at all.
We're gonna get justice for sure, I know. We are, for sure. I'm positive. I'm positive.
Away from my house in the water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
I rebuke you in the name of
God, I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the top the
Malachi, you told me you only watched a little bit of the video. You had to stop.
Yeah, I can't finish it, like, cause my mom, like, she was too nice. Like, it's no way. Nothing like that should have happened.
Donna, you watched it.
No.
You don't even.
I can't.
You'd mentioned that Sonya was sick, so she had lupus, you said.
She was on the last stage of kidney disease.
And mentally, was she okay as far as you know?
Yeah, she was up until the last few days before that. She started saying, I'm gonna die. She started
like
getting
she knew.
paranoid.
Was Sonya ever diagnosed with anything?
A few days before, they said that she was paranoid because something happened.
I don't know what set her off.
Sonya did struggle with mental health issues, but her family knew about it and they were trying to get help for her. Right before this tragedy struck, the family had decided that the kids would go live with their dad while Sonya sought the help she needed. The whole tragic incident has sparked a conversation about police brutality. People are saying that this is not just about Sonya and Grayson, it's about how the police treat black people and people of color, especially black women. When you think about the fact that Sonya was a black woman with mental health struggles who was actively working on getting better, you start to realize just how badly the state failed her every step of the way. Y'all, the streets are even saying that there might have been a conspiracy within the police department to hide the fact that it was a cop who shot Sonya. According to one of the Massey family lawyers, Ben Crump, this was what he experienced when he first got to the scene. When I got to the scene, the officer notified me that it was under investigation, and we knew she had problems with the neighbor. Not once did they tell me an officer did it. They never said it was a deputy-involved shooting. If it weren't for that camera footage, they would have lied their way right out of this, so he needs to resign. Now, why would the police department be trying to hide the fact that a trigger-happy cop murdered a civilian in cold blood? Is it because they knew that Grayson was a ticking time bomb but still employed him and allowed him to carry firearms? For those who don't know, Grayson was as shady as they come. In just 4 years, he switched jobs from 6 different police departments. Come to find out, that isn't even the worst part of his resume. This man has been charged with 2 DUIs, one in 2015 and one in 2016. Both incidents happened while he was on the job. In the first incident, he was driving under the influence with weapons in the car while serving in the Army. Yeah, you heard that right. He used to be in the Army. After the first incident, he committed the second DUI, and this time the Army had had enough of him, so they kicked him out. Oh, but this wasn't the end of Grayson's journey. Police departments kept hiring him despite knowing about his previous misconduct, and Grayson kept showing them how dangerous he was. In one incident, he ignored orders during a high-speed chase where he was going 101 miles per hour and ended up hitting a deer with his squad car. But all he got was a slap on the wrist. It was also revealed that his previous employers knew how dangerous he was in high-stress situations, and he had previously been told to attend high-stress decision-making classes. What's even crazier is that Grayson had been on the job for only 14 months before he took Sonya's life. Just 14 months. One of the Massey family attorneys, Antonio Romanucci, described Grayson as a ticking time bomb. Second by second that this man was on the Sangamon County Police Force, he was a ticking time bomb. But you know what the police department had to say about this? Oops, we had no idea he was a bad man. According to Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell, no other law enforcement agency reported problems with Grayson before we hired him. Grayson's personal file includes references from people I know well. But the people didn't buy this tale for even 1 second because Grayson's prior offenses were public records. A simple background check would have shown them everything they needed to know about him, but I guess that was just too much work.
Nothing in his background that would disqualify him from being a police officer in Illinois. In fact, he'd been hired by 5 other agencies, and he'd been certified by the state of Illinois 6 different times to be a police officer. Nothing reported to us that would concern us. There was no use of force complaints and things like that would be something that we would be very concerned about.
This only added fuel to the fire, and people were so mad that Sheriff Campbell started receiving death threats. Y'all, they kept their foot on his neck until he was forced to retire, effective August 31st. But it's still not enough. What about the poor babies who now have to grow up without their mother? What about the family members who will never get to hear Sonya's laugh at the family cookout again? What about Sonya herself? All her dreams and hopes gone with the wind. The Massey family attorneys are now calling for a national database to include infractions such as DUIs. We wanted to include infractions such as driving 101 miles per hour during a police chase. We wanted to include if you use excessive force or unnecessary profane language on a citizen. We want to stop any police officer who does not deserve to wear the uniform or the badge. They believe this would prevent cases where cops with a long history of violence keep getting employed by the police force. They're also calling for more time to be required between a cop leaving a job and when he can get rehired so that there can be enough time for the background checks. Meanwhile, Grayson was indicted by a grand jury on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count each of aggravated battery with a firearm and official misconduct. He pleaded not guilty too, as if he wasn't caught literally with a smoking gun. Anyway, what we need to know now is that more can be done to help Sonya get justice, and it starts by keeping the conversation going about Sonya and other victims of police brutality. So drop your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and then check out this next video.